Story 1. I always think it is brave when a man approaches. It is a wonderful thing to do and shows initiative and friendliness. I believe putting a woman on the spot immediately makes it difficult to respond. Instead of asking if I am interested right away because I do not know yet, start by talking about something in our environment or relevant to the moment to begin a conversation, then eventually exchange information after some dialogue. Example, instead of saying, "Hi, I noticed you were pretty. Do you want to date me?" Comment on something relevant at the moment. Last week, a man started chatting with me about the waves since we were both surfing. We exchanged phone numbers after talking for a while when we were on the shore. Story 2. Approaching with the notion of if she said no, I just have to try a different way until I get a yes. Story 3. When I was 18 working at a nightclub, a man came up behind me, embraced me with one arm, and placed his hand down the front of my pants with the other. He mistook me for a woman. When I was younger, I was skinny, had long black hair, and a feminine facial structure. He panicked when he realized what he had grabbed, and I confronted him for doing it. He said he thought I was female, but I told him that did not make his actions acceptable. I had him promptly ejected and banned from the club for being a sexual harasser. Story 4. If we are sitting at a table, some men will just walk over and sit down with us. Bad form. One man caught my eye while he was standing at the bar. He did a Scottish jog very badly and pointed to the dance floor. I was laughing so much that I went. Story 5. Interrupting. If I am with a group and in the middle of a conversation, if I am actively focused on doing something, or if I am clearly busy and not in a social setting, then I do not want to be approached. Many men just interject themselves into the middle of something and then get offended that you do not instantly and graciously give them the attention they demand. Story 6. One of my best friends is a woman, and she said something that always stuck with me. Most men get attracted first, then become interested in getting to know a woman. Women, it is the opposite. Most of us need to establish a social connection before we can get interested in something more. I started approaching women purely socially and taking time to get to know them well before making a move. It has not failed me yet. Story 7. Making me feel unsafe. I once had a random ask to take a walk with him while we were at a gig. It was nighttime in the city. Not only would I feel unsafe walking around on my own, but even more so with a complete stranger. Story 8. One guy thought a good time to flirt with me was while I was holding my best friend's hair and comforting her as she vomited in the street outside a bar. I suppose lacking situational awareness is a mistake. Story 9. Putting me on the spot. Please do not make me decide right here and now if we are going to date. Pro tip. Offer a woman your phone number instead of asking for hers. Saying something like, "Hey, you look like someone I would like to get to know better. Here's my number if you would like to get coffee or dinner," can go a long way toward a woman being interested, takes the pressure off her, and makes you look confident. Story 10. Getting into personal space and talking directly into my ear. Even if it is somewhere loud, just yell if you need to, but do not enter my bubble unless you intend harm. Story 11. 1. Using pet names such as sexy, baby, or darling before someone knows me at all, especially before introducing themselves. 2. Being sleazy or pushy. Your sexual attraction to me is not necessarily a compliment. Saying, "Damn, you're fine. I like that. Can I get your number?" will not get you my number. I do not care how attractive you are, what you drive, where you work, or how internet famous you are. 3. Not being genuine and polite. You hate when women look fake. We hate it when you act fake. The best approach is simple. Say hello, offer your name, give a genuine and polite compliment that is not overtly sexual, and tell her you would enjoy getting to know her. Then ask if she would like to go on a date. Make a suggestion based on your interests, for example, "I know a great place that serves the best type of food," or "There is a cool exhibit at this museum," or perhaps a beach picnic or bike ride. If she is interested, she can give you a call or message your Instagram or Facebook. Write your contact information down and give it to her. Accept gracefully if she says she has a boyfriend or just says no. Story 12. Acting sexually aggressive. Be nice, make a few jokes, and do not try to touch me immediately. Making me laugh will work much better than trying to persuade me to get in your car. Story 13. I once had a man stare at me for an entire train ride. When I got off, he followed me as I walked 4 blocks to my destination. He was on a scooter, literally circling like a shark. I was terrified. When I arrived, hoping there would be other people, he approached and handed me a piece of paper with a message about my pretty eyes and his phone number. He turned out to be harmless, but I thought I was going to have to fight for my life. Men do not do that. Story 14. Asking me out or hitting on me without even knowing anything about me. I understand that it is important to be physically attracted to someone, and I am flattered when they think I am beautiful. Thank you sincerely. But I want someone to want me, not just my looks. If you have not taken the time to have a conversation with me to discern whether you are actually attracted to me, I just feel like a replaceable body, and I do not want you. Ask me questions. Tell me about yourself. Let us see if we have chemistry. Leave me thinking about you and looking forward to seeing you again. Story 15. Negativity frustrates me. Do not be negative toward me, other women in the bar, the music, the bartender, my city, random people of different races or communities, and especially do not talk about how no one is interested in you. Story 16. They put us into a speak to me now situation. The number of times my friends and I have been approached while actively talking to each other and completely interrupted is baffling. You immediately start on the wrong foot. I've rejected men just because I thought it was rude and I wanted them away before I lost track of my thoughts. Also, many men can't read the hints women give to politely decline, which is understandable because they are usually subtle. The truth is, it's much more effective to step back and let her confirm interest. Smiling is not interest. Nodding is not interest. Laughing is not interest. Continuing to let you talk is not interest. Looking away to her friends is discomfort. Not wanting to touch you, even casually, is discomfort. Short answers are discomfort. Pulling away is discomfort. So my advice? Assuming a bar situation, pick a time she is not busy, smile and introduce yourself. Compliment her. Say you'll be over by the bar if she would like to chat and have another drink. Simple as that. If she does come over, chat, offer water, offer a refill of whatever she is drinking. If she doesn't, oh well. No harm done. She doesn't have to turn you down to your face and nobody is made uncomfortable. If you see her again but she didn't come over, smile and move on. Story 17. Immediately acting cocky, as if they already know they will get my Instagram or phone number. Story 18. When I smile or am being kind, it means nothing more than that. Story 19. Assuming I am going to be interested in you. Many men have the attitude that just because they approach me and say, "Hey, how are you doing tonight?" I will be interested, as if I am fortunate, it is my turn, or this Saturday night he chose me. Not every man, but the ladies know who I mean. When I turn him down, he says, "It's my loss." Then he gets indignant, laughs it off, and then becomes kind of mean. Story 20. This sounds really weird, but complimenting me on my looks. "You're so beautiful. Amazing body. I've never seen anyone like you before." It sounds nice, but to be honest, it's kind of uncomfortable. It's the number one thing that comes up every day. Come to me with a piece of fried chicken or tell me something interesting about yourself. Better yet, ask a question that you can actually talk about. Man, when was the last time you had good fried chicken? That's a person I want to talk to. Story 21. I'm confused by some of the comments about approaching me. This is exactly why men are more nervous than ever to approach women now, and they think all women feel this way. We do not. I like being approached and then starting a conversation. I cannot think of a mistake during the approach, but after the approach or possible number exchange, if they start talking about sexual topics or sending inappropriate pictures and I have only known them for about 2 weeks, then I will never talk to them again. It is disrespectful. Story 22. Trying pickup lines. Just treat us as normal people and start a conversation about something. Story 23. Some men behave in ways that make me feel unsafe or uncomfortable. For example, I have had men pull over in cars to talk to me while I was walking. As a woman, I fear they might try to pull me into their vehicle. Once, I was going for a walk and encountered a stranger who decided to come up to me and join me. Another time, a man sat at my table in a coffee shop and asked if I was going to go home with him. Story 24. They all assume you want to date or are looking for someone if you say you are single. I am not looking. Do not assume. Also, that is the only reason they want to talk to you, not to get to know you. They just want to work their way into dating somehow, or mostly they just want to have sex and will say and do anything to achieve that. Yeah. Story 25. Approaching when their wives or girlfriends walk away. Guys, come on. Stay faithful or approach men as single men. Story 26. Approaching me when I am completely alone and there are very few people around is generally interpreted by me as a possible risk to my safety. Story 27. A man I worked with once approached me from behind at a work party, proceeded to lick my neck, and told me he had a crush on me for a long time. That was a definite mistake on his part. Story 28. Immediately jumping into giving me advice or judging what I am doing, like asking for a smile or telling me I should not walk around with headphones on, then being confused why I am reacting negatively. My favorite way to be approached is friendly and direct. A little chat with some good-natured jokes, maybe a couple of compliments. Story 29. I want to be approached in the first place. Not every woman out by herself wants to talk to you. I am happy to exchange one or two pleasantries, but I should not have to say goodbye or have a nice night more than once. Once I say goodbye, please go away. Do not take it as a challenge. Story 30. Have you heard of the devastation in Gaza? I would like to do some exciting things with you in bed. Are you interested? Story 31. No matter what any woman says, the first rule is to be attractive to them. Story 32. Pretending to know me. It's weird. One guy was telling me we were friends because he recognized my tattoos and I was like, cool, yeah, I live in this neighborhood so you may recognize me, but that doesn't mean you know me. Speaking an Asian language to me when they are not Asian. I get it, you want to impress me because you think you know which Asian I am, but you're always wrong. Along the same vein, people telling me they're into Asians or anime. I'm a real person, not a fetish. And I don't care if you like anime. I don't watch it. Asking for my number right away when we haven't talked or gotten to know each other yet. Story 33. Whenever I see this subreddit appear, there is a question asking women in what way men do something incorrectly. Story 34. Honestly, I don't want to be approached at all. I'm a slow mover, and if I don't know you or your personality, I'm certainly not going to agree to a date with a random stranger. I think women in general follow this to less extreme degrees than I do, though. They would like to have some conversations with you and get to know you a bit before considering you as potential dating material. Also, don't chat friendly with girls just to pick them up for dates. I know this sounds like a tricky scenario because how could one possibly not follow the other? So I'll just say it mostly depends on how you react if they turn you down. Can you still be friendly? Or were you only friendly because you wanted a date? I think the general vibe of how you would have reacted shows through even in advance. Confidence and respect are naturally attractive. Whining and demanding are naturally off-putting. Story 35. I have met many women by approaching them randomly. It is such a rush. If you can do this well, it is a great advantage in the dating world because it can be difficult. Story 36. Asking me if I play basketball before anything else is said to me is an immediate turn-off. Story 37. Approaching us when we do not even know you exist is a recipe for disaster. Approaching someone without previous eye contact rarely works. If you want to approach a woman, it has to make sense. Most men see someone they fancy and just go for it without testing the waters, then complain they were not well received. Story 38. I am in sales. I can confirm that people buy from others they like. Takes 10 seconds to come across as likable. Story 39. Well, I am gay, so approaching me can be challenging. I respect the effort, though, and there is no way to tell that I am gay. After a few instances of not having a prepared excuse, I usually say I have a boyfriend. Story 40. Mistake. Complimenting something physical. It is easy, everyone does it, it is superficial and gives the impression that he is just interested in action. Story 41. Immediately asking for social media or complimenting me on something I have no control over is off-putting. Best advice. Compliment a woman on something she put effort into or a choice she made. Instead of complimenting her body, compliment her hair, clothes, or makeup. For example, say, "Hey, I like your hair. What are you up to?" Instead of "Your body is attractive, what is your social media?" Story 42. Not having confidence. If you do not think you are good enough for me, why would I think any differently? While I can understand being nervous or not knowing what to say, self-deprecating comments are definitely a turnoff for me. Story 43. As a man who has approached many women, I have found that the problem usually is not approaching enough women. Most women actually enjoy being approached, even if they say they do not. Just look at recent social media discussions about women missing being catcalled or approached. If a woman is not interested, she will let you know, and you can move on to the next one. Someone will say yes eventually, maybe not the first woman, but someone will. The more you practice, the more confident you will get, and your yes-to-no ratio will improve over time. The most important thing to remember is that most women, even those looking for something casual, do not want to feel pressured or stressed. That is true in dating, even within relationships. Keep it simple. Invite them for casual conversation. "Can I buy you a drink?" Or "Care to dance?" If they like your vibe, they will show it. If they do not, they will let you know the same way. Even someone like me, attractive, interesting, fun, is not for everyone. You can be perfect and still get rejected because they are just not looking for you specifically. Even if nothing comes of it, you still get to enjoy the company of a beautiful, interesting woman for a few moments, and that is part of why we are all there, to socialize. Be content with who you are. You will naturally attract people interested in you. Story 44. Assuming I am a clueless tourist who cannot understand the local language and will be impressed by their broken English offers to read to me or by being told I am on a special trip. Story 45. Actually bothering to ask if I want to talk to you in the first place. Don't just assume that someone wants to talk to you, especially when they are just walking down the street. At the end of the day, many women have to be more subtle about not being interested because being direct can be dangerous. So instead of being uncertain if she is interested in you, actually ask if she wants to talk to you in the first place. Story 46. Why don't you give your phone number instead? Let her decide. Story 47. Approaching with confidence. Let me clarify for those who are struggling with comprehension on this one. You approach a woman thinking she owes you anything, and you will not get a positive response because she does not. Period. Try a genuine smile, a polite nod, and then read her cues. If you cannot follow those simple steps, then do not approach. The smart men understand. Story 48. You know, I have heard from male coworkers and friends that I have a face that says, "Approach me and I will bite your head off." This makes me laugh, to be honest, because I have a resting face without realizing it. So, I guess men are afraid to say hi, or at least that is what I tell myself. Story 49. So what I am getting from this is be good looking, make sure she is attracted to you, do not make your intentions known, and try to stay in the friend zone. The last two things are almost the exact opposite of what women have been telling us for the last 20 years. Story 50. Hey, what is your Instagram or Snapchat? Next, where is the effort? Story 51. Two simple rules, gentlemen. First, do not be unpleasant. Second, be different. Story 52. Oh, I know this one. It looks like a creepy zombie. They always run away from me because of that. Story 53. Reading this post with interest, I suddenly realized you will get the average woman's replies here. However, maybe you are not interested in the average woman. Do your own thing. If it fails, maybe she is not your type. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.